So we begin today at the beautiful Hanley Park. 1897, 20th of June, that this was officially opened. And it's got all manner of beautiful gardens, water, fountains, absolutely everywhere. So this will be Bridge 5A. Let's take a moment to have a look. So there is this quite intricate archway built into there. There must be some kind of storage room in there. And there's even a nice stone step or slab staircase going down there. And you can see the level of detail does proceed up towards the top of the bridge. Look, we're going up there. Peak of that embankment there, that grassy area. Canal is just there. Well maintained bridge. And there's the canal for the first time. Look, underneath the bridge, 4 iron curvatures. Now it is opening up somewhat. You can see there's pretty much nothing on my right hand side. The old Leek Stoke-on-Trent Railway is down there. I'm going to look at that later. That last saw use in 1988. Not officially closed, but technically out of use. There's a bit of a saga going on the last few decades to open it, keep it closed permanently, reopen it, on and on and on. It's like a tennis match, back and forth. That's what I've got going forward now. Old industrial walls on the right, but there must have been potteries and other factories on the other side. And then we've got these recent builds on the left, which are pretty smart, aren't they? I mean, they're not the nicest of apartment blocks, but the views must be astonishing, because I can't see the other side of this wall. That's going to be about 10 foot tall. Another narrower section. I'd say there used to be a bridge just there. Looking at that, and now it's built up on the other side. Quite possibly are opening out again going forward. Do you know, this is going to get more and more prettier the sooner we leave the area of Stoke-on-Trent. It's a better idea now. Look, now we've come to the end of that wall. It's built up, but there's quite a bit of green areas over there. That railway line is going to be, see that just there is like a chapel. It's on the other side. We should intercept that Leek to Stoke-on-Trent line 2, 3, 4 times whilst walking this, and if I get the opportunity I'll run up and have a little look. But these are lovely, aren't they? And of course Stoke-on-Trent and all this area around was synonymous with pottery. 2 completely different brickwork qualities there, isn't they? It's a much lighter one on the left hand side. Wish I could fly the drone over them, but it's a bit too built up around, so I'm not going to break any rules. You can see it extended round just here with something else. Look, there's a curvature of brickwork similar to the chimney on the opposite side. It's that colour, isn't it? And a foundation for something else around the other side. Not much more to show you. You can see where both bits of brickwork curve into each other, and then a flat wall on this side. You can see there's been some sort of repair work gone off there. To all those bandings around the chimneys, just like a belt around some trousers holding them up. So this is Ivy House Road Swing Bridge, and what you'd have to do is get your CRT key, put it in the device, the lights will come on, the barrier will go down, and then you can proceed to lift up the bridge. All done electronically. I know of some where you have to actually wind them. I think there's some like that on the Caldon Canal. And then you take your boat through, tie it up at the other end, and do the procedure in reverse. Open the road again. You can see that white unit there, my finger is rubbing the top of it. Railway line Leek to Stoke-on-Trent is the other side of that, so we are getting closer to that. I'm really looking forward to intercepting that. I don't think it's going to be that far away. Curving around going forward, we're going to pass under a busy road. That way we'll be taking you into Hanley and the city centre, and it's bridge number 12 coming up. So bridge 12 is Bucknell Road. Down there is the A52, which of course makes its way all the way down towards Derbyshire and Nottinghamshire. That's the A52 junction just down there. Railway is just the other side of those units. We've took a bit of a 90-degree turn since going below bridge number 12, but as you can see, it's turned into a heck of a lot more countryside and green in appearance, isn't it? I knew this would get a lot more attractive going forwards, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it progresses and what we do find. And just on the other side of all this, there was a wharf, a boat wharf, and on that side there was a coal wharf, both long since gone. That's quite quaint, isn't it? So there's an overspill just there, look, but it's one which you can manually let the water out should they ever need to drain it for repairs. Trickles over there and goes under that short, tiny little culvert and comes out the other side. It's nice, isn't it? You can see on that brick over there, it says something, Stafford Coal Cold. I think that's what it says. Someone might know who that was, and if they're still making bricks today. Straight after that, it gets even better. We have got Bridge 14A, and it is our Leek to Stoke-on-Trent railway line. There it is, look. And you know what's even better? We can get up onto it really easily, look. Some old drainage just there, and it's still tracked down. I had a feeling there would be. Look at this. So there's tracked down in places. So there's the route heading back towards Stoke-on-Trent where the station is, and it'll join onto the main line. Let's show you a little bit of this before we carry on along the canal, because this is going to be a separate video. It's going to follow on after the Caldon Canal, so you've got all this to look forward to. Look at that. That's brilliant, isn't it? So we're going all the way down there, so I'm going to be coming from that end. That's the plan. I'm going to be coming from that end and heading back towards Stoke-on-Trent. There's the canal. I hope this whets your appetite for the video to follow the one I'm doing now. Been putting this off for about 4 years, and I thought I'd better come and do it now, early March 2024, before all the greenery comes up and we lose it again for another year. What I like here as well, if I put the camera low down, you can see the curvature on top. That is what it's going to be like underneath. If I cross back over the rail really carefully, I can show you. There's one there, look. In fact, this one will show it even better. See the curve? When I go down the bottom, you'll see it in better detail. And there are those curved sections. They don't look so curved standing underneath. The rails are underneath that one just there. And that is the one I've just shown you the end of. You can just make out there's a bit of a curve just there, look. So it gives you an idea of what it's like below and above. So it's nice that we've finally intercepted the railway line between Leek and Stoke-on-Trent. That track bed is staying with us for a little while now. That's just on the other side of those trees. See, look, we're curving around to follow it alongside. So we're going to push on as soon as I show you anything other than this beautiful scenery. It's lovely, isn't it? Track bed is right there where my finger's pointing. Capping on top of that bridge looks like it's seen better days, doesn't it? So alright on this side. So right up there is where Milton Junction is, and the railway splits into two. Biddulph Way line off towards Endon and Leek on the right, following our canal, and also our tight right turn. There was a left turn up here, which was that Foxley branch. So this is where the junction was, look, the Foxley arm. It would have gone across probably the other side of where the Foxley pub is, and heading off for around about half a mile over there. I should have just shown you some drone footage of roughly the direction it went. Yeah, so there's a concrete section just there which would have been put in to block it off. So moving away from that, we're going around Milton now. Now was this potentially a bridge? Once just here, there's no sign of any gaps for stop planks. No gaps in there, is there? Potentially there was a bridge once there. You can imagine they would have needed a bridge here too for any horses going along and taking boats down the Foxley. About to cross under the Leek Stoke-on-Trent Railway again. There's another windlass thing there, not for draining the canal, so there must be a bit of an escape part down there. Now then, it's fairly recent fencing, isn't it? But the gates are open, so that's good for me. Let's have a little look on top. There's an estate on that side, but the track is still down. Look, how eerie does that look? I like this look. Let's just show you what it looks like through the other gate. It's perfectly straight, look. That's something else, that, isn't it? Look at that. I mean, with all the properties around running alongside this, I could eventually see this just being turned into another footpath. Because if it's not going to be used for the railways again, which is a shame, because I think if the Heritage Railway further up at Endon could at least come down here, if it's not going to be turning into anything for the public, like, you know, for Network Rail, if the Heritage Line could use this, that would be amazing. It would work hand in hand with the canal that we're following. That's looking back at the bridge we've just done, and there's the canal going forward. It looks like there's some sort of like plate layers hut over here, but it's not at track bed level. Just through there, look, square building, probably to do with the railway. The track bed's right behind, and an overflow, look, with a tiny little pipe. So it's suddenly just opened out, look at it. Flat fields, that's quite high up there. Some cottages at the top, some geese is just there, and a few ducks and moorhens ahead. Railway's disappearing over there, but it's not too far away. Like a pretty deep lock, doesn't it? Very, very deep. Let's go up top. So coming up now, we've got another drawbridge look. I think I called the previous one a swing bridge. It's a drawbridge. And over there, we're very close to the River Trent. And that seems really strange when you think where I've come from in Nottingham to be right beside that. It must be very, very tiny at this point as well. So there we go, look, Norton Green Drawbridge, electronically operated again using the key. I bet this one doesn't see much traffic, probably more boats than vehicles going over, because I think it's just for that farm just there. Looks like there's another junction coming up. So that was the Norton Green branch down there, went on for half a mile or a mile or so. We're coming up to the railway again as well, and what looks like an old station building. So this is lock number 5. Not as deep as the other one, on the edge of Stockton Brook. That old building through there. Maybe an old school or something. It's very, very fancy. It looks very abandoned as well. Yeah, it's an interesting building, that is. Looks like a right mess. Bridge 24 and the next lock immediately after. Track bed, the railway's over here. Should we go have a look? See what we can see. Looks like it's a nice bridge, look. Yeah. That's alright, isn't it? Now then, I can still see this track up there. I don't think you're going to be able to see it. So good to be back with the railway again. This wind's picking up a little bit. And here's the next lock. So going below what I believe is going to be a water mains pipe, and the railway again at 24A. Easier to get up this time, look. There we go. So, nice, clear, straight view of that track bed again, look. Isn't that remarkable? And in the other direction too. Concrete sleeper's still down, rail's still down. There's the lock. There's another lock just beyond bridge 23. Track bed looks really good and clear to walk. Even more appetising for the walk back. Let's cross over the canal and get ourselves a little bit further on up. So that's Leek Road just there, look. Constructed in 2000, so 24 years old. You can tell it's not the original bridge, can't you? That's if Leek Road originally did run along here. That's looking back at the canal and the railway and what looks like lock number 8 just ahead. So here we go, lock number 8. It's beautiful around here, isn't it? Done a really good, interesting and beautiful walk along this picturesque waterway, haven't we? Stoke-on-Trent up to Endon Basin or Endon Marina, pretty much following the Leek to Stoke-on-Trent railway as well. Glorious greenery, a few narrowboats moored up, not seen any moving. The railway is just over there in front of those houses. Going to follow that very, very soon. But we just approached to Endon now. I'm going to see if I can get to the railway station to finish us off. That'd be pretty nice, wouldn't it? You can actually come off the canal here and walk up to the track bed. How's that for I don't think we're going to be walking this section, are we, when I come back to do it? But we know we can walk the rest of it just beyond the last where those flight of locks were. So if I have to come back along the canal, it's only for about 5 or 6 minutes, because beyond that bridge just there is where the railway station is. Just a bit further down we do meet up with it again, and there is a path alongside of it, so it looks like I can follow the course of the track bed coming away from Endon. So that's where the canal turns right down there, continues its journey. That is the boat club and basin. So in order to get just beyond that, I think I've actually got to follow the track bed. canal over there is now finished. It's like some old track sections there, aren't they? Yeah, like catch rails or something that's been chucked over there. The actual track is there a lot, so that's still there. And it looks like this footpath, which is now sprung up alongside or on the track bed, is going to take me to where the station is. So yeah, no more canal on the right. The actual canal has continued its journey a little further on and looped around. Old platforms just there, look. That's wonderful, isn't it? To see some remains there. November 1867. Station opened and closed, I believe, in May 1956. All manner of gubbins on the floor down here, look. Foundations for something. What I find peculiar, and I'll talk about it more in the video on the way back, is there's no ballast. The sleepers and the rails are there, but they're naked of ballast. And that's really peculiar. So that's what appears to be an old station building. It's the railway tea room now. And this is going to be the other end of our walk and the start of the very next one. If you enjoyed the walk along the Caldon Canal, I'm going to try and do some more canals this year. I've not done none for a couple of years really. I'm going to do the Caldon Canal as well very, very soon. So I've got some good stuff coming up on that canal. So please like, subscribe, comment below any suggestions. I like these ones where all railways intermingle with the canals. Makes them doubly interesting, doesn't it? So from Endon station, the Caldon Canal, and from me, I'm going to partake on the walk back along the railway. So I'll see you in the very next one. Bye bye for now.